On the 31st of August 2013, David and Gina Lam abruptly lost all communications with their 21-year-old daughter, Elisa, a Chinese-Canadian traveling around the US West Coast. They'd been in touch with Elisa through her trip, but on this particular day she didn't call or answer the calls on her cell phone. Since her parents resided in Canada and Elisa was in Los Angeles, they called the Los Angeles Police Department to check on her in the Cecil Hotel where she was staying. Her parents also flew into Los Angeles to join in on the search, but all their efforts to find Elisa were futile. Most missing persons cases come and go, but Elisa's case was different as it garnered much more public attention and speculation because of a disturbing video of Elisa that would later turn up in the course of her search. Everything about the video was strange, and the disappearance that followed was further baffling. Let us look into the details of Elisa's disappearance, the bizarre backstory, and the subsequent findings. Elisa Lam was born in 1991 to Chinese-Canadian immigrants. At an early age, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. Since the family caught it early, they were able to manage the condition, but not without heavy medications. Elisa was prescribed an antidepressant called Wellbutrin, an anticonvulsant called lamotrigine, dexedrine, spansul, venlafaxine, and quetiapine, an anti-epileptic and mood stabilizer drug. Elisa was overwhelmed by the drugs and would often stop using her medications. She enrolled at the University of British Columbia, but her mental health and heavy medications made it hard for her to cope in school. At the time, she opened a blog where she posted fashion tips and information about her life. In 2012, she posted on her blog that she would drop out of school because her results were terrible. To keep herself busy doing something she loved, she embarked on a journey to visit San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, and San Francisco in mid-January of 2013. After spending over a week in San Diego, she headed to Los Angeles where she checked into the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel is located in an area having a bad history for rampant crime. It is infamously associated with murderers, crimes, and even suicides. The famous Black Dahlia had vanished from the hotel's bar before she was found brutally murdered. Serial killer Richard Ramirez, convicted of 13 murders, was staying in the hotel between 1984 and 85. Another serial killer, Jack Unterweger, lodged there in 1991. It's still unclear why these murderers chose the Cecil Hotel, but it might be due to its location in a high crime rate area. Elisa had initially booked a shared room, which she stayed in with 4 other occupants. Her roommates soon complained that she was odd and would leave them notes that read, "Go away." The hotel resorted to moving her into a private room. The whole time she was on the trip, Elisa called her parents every day and checked in with them at all times, but this suddenly stopped on the 31st. She was meant to check out of the Cecil Hotel on this day, then proceeded to Santa Cruz, but she never did. Her parents soon called the LAPD, who searched the entire hotel with dogs, but found no traces of her. They, however, did not have a warrant to search every room since there were no indications that a crime was committed. The owner of a bookstore in the hotel claimed she saw Elisa when she came in to buy her family souvenirs from her trip to LA. The bookstore owner said there was nothing out of the ordinary with Elisa, as she only sought her advice on purchasing items. When it was certain Elisa was missing, her parents flew to Los Angeles to join in on the search. Together with the police, they put up flyers declaring her missing, but their search resulted in nothing. There was no information about Elisa until February 13th, when the FBI released CCTV footage showing Elisa acting erratically. This video is believed to be her last sighting before vanishing. The video, which lasted about 2.5 minutes, showed Elisa rushing into an elevator, pressing all its buttons, then moving to a corner like she was hiding from someone. When the elevator door did not close, she peeked into the hallway and stepped out. Outside the elevator, she began making gestures as if she was talking to someone, but no one else was captured in the footage. She soon entered the elevator again before finally exiting and walking away. After she left, the elevator doors closed. Every detail of the video was strange. Why was she making hand gestures and talking despite being the only person present? Why was she hiding? Why did the elevator doors remain open until after she left? There are just too many questions. The video was circulated worldwide and raked up to 3 million views on a Chinese website. Despite the publicity, no one had any tangible information to help locate Elisa. The video only generated speculations and heated debates on Elisa's state of mind. During this time, guests in the hotel started complaining about the hotel's water supply. According to them, the pressure was running low, and the water had a dark color and a strange taste. On February 19th, hotel management sent a maintenance worker, Santiago Lopez, to check the water tanks on the roof for the cause of the problem. There were 4 water tanks, and in one of them, to his horror, Santiago saw a naked body lying face down. It was Elisa's decomposing and bloated body. Her clothing, wristwatch, and room key were also recovered in the tank. On February 21st, forensics ruled that the cause of death was accidental drowning, majorly caused by bipolar disorder. Autopsy results revealed no evidence of sexual assault or physical trauma, ruling out murder. There were no signs of a suicidal attempt, too. The toxicology results showed that only a small quantity of alcohol was found in her system. There were traces of her medication, but it appeared she had been under-medicating or had stopped using them completely. Minute quantities of non-prescription drugs, including ibuprofen, were also found in her system. Ultimately, forensics ruled that the results did not show acute drug or alcohol intoxication. The forensic results would have been satisfactory for the public, except that investigators did not release them with an accompanying explanation for how she got into the tank herself. The tank was on the hotel roof, which was only accessible by staff because it had locked doors and an alarm system that would be triggered if anyone had attempted to force it open or if the locks were tampered with. The alternative route to the rooftop was the fire escape, and she had to have climbed out of the window, yet no one reported seeing this. The tank was propped up on a concrete platform. A 10-foot ladder was needed to reach the top of the tank, and the tanks were covered with a 20-pound lid. How could she do all this, take off her clothes, climb inside the tank, and close it back from within? These were burning questions that the investigators failed to address after the accidental drowning conclusion. Let's try to piece the puzzle together using some of the conspiracy theories produced about Elisa's case. Some theorists believe Elisa was murdered and dumped in the tank by the hotel staff, considering the CCTV footage and the discovery of her body in the tank. In the CCTV footage, she appeared to have been trying to escape from someone as she rushed into the elevator, peeked outside, and proceeded to hide when the doors didn't close. She also seemed to have been talking to someone, possibly the murderer. This unidentified individual could have murdered her and dumped her body in the tank. The theory is particular about it being hotel staff because they could have easily accessed the doors to the rooftop and gotten a ladder to climb up to the top of the tank. Another theory to ponder on is the possibility of suicide. Elisa had a Tumblr blog where she often posted about her battle with mental health, specifically anxiety and depression. One of her old posts read, "I wish I could put part of my brain into a taped shut box and shove it to the back of my closet for the night." This showed she struggled with bad thoughts and could have experienced one of such episodes and acted on it by finding a way to climb into the tank and eventually drowned. The employee who discovered the body claimed the tank was found open but closed before the police arrived. This scenario makes this theory more feasible. The last theory to be reviewed is consistent with accidental drowning. According to these theorists, using a bipolar medication in smaller quantities than prescribed or skipping them could induce psychosis and hallucinations. The use of recreational drugs could also compound the hallucinations. In Elisa's case, the drugs she used could have been untraceable by toxicology tests, or better still, they could have been broken down during the body's decomposition in the tank. Unlike the first theory, which suggests that Elisa was talking to someone outside the elevator, this theory claims she was acting strangely due to hallucinations. She hid because she believed someone was after her, and she made hand gestures because she was talking to this non-existent individual. The theory suggests she reached the peak of this psychosis and hallucination episode, then found her way into the tank. In September of 2013, a wrongful death suit was filed by her parents against the Cecil Hotel. but it was dismissed in 2015 because no one knew how she got into the tank. So there was no way to determine what the hotel could have done to prevent the incident. To this day, there hasn't been a definite answer on how Elisa got into that tank. All we have are these theories. Now, which of these theories do you think captures the event more accurately? Or do you have an idea that explains it better? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Likewise, turn on notifications so you never miss a video.